Wow, that was a debate. There you go. That's what a debate looks like. So they actually delineated the differences between them. That's what you're supposed to do in a primary. And you're supposed to say, I stand for this. And by the way, the other person stands for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, the cult of civility in Washington doesn't want them to do that because they want to paper over the differences in policy. But the reality is there are giant differences in policy.
Yes.
And so tonight we got to hear about them. That's wonderful for democracy.
Yes.
So now who won, who lost? Oh boy, that's easy. So there's two people who came out way ahead here. Elizabeth Warren came with a 2x4. I mean, she obliterated everybody on stage. She hit Bernie too.
Yeah.
I don't think she landed any good blows on Bernie. We'll come back and talk about that more. But the other people, she's like, bam, bam, off the top rope. She might have ended Mike Bloomberg tonight. So overall, I say Elizabeth Warren won the debate because that was as good a performance as I have seen in any debate. So it doesn't get any stronger than that. Now, who lost the debate? Oh my God, do we have a loser? Mike Bloomberg was devastated in that debate. So Warren started it, but then Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, everybody piled on. I was talking about a Malachi Crunch, the old school Happy Days reference. Man, we got one that was extraordinary. Everybody at the same time, boom, hit Bloomberg. He didn't know what to do. And what's amazing is for all of this, oh, Mike Bloomberg can win, blah, 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 blah. The guy doesn't know how to debate. Oh my God, he was totally unprepared. How did you not know they were gonna ask you about the issues with women at work, the issues with minorities on stop and frisk? He had terrible answers. He didn't look like he was prepared at all. And it turns out he's not good at speaking. That's going to be a problem for him going forward. At one point in the debate, I thought, did he already end his campaign? Like that's how bad it was. I've never seen someone lose a debate that bad either. But the other three, Klobuchar looked tiny today. I mean, normally she's tough. She does a good job in the debates, but today she got hit a bunch of times and had terrible answers back. Buttigieg disappeared. Like his talking points eventually are going to be so empty they're going to float away, and he's just not going to say anything. Okay? It's like a photocopy of a talking point. And at this point, I think even the people who like him were like, are those platitudes? I mean, I think they might be platitudes. Yes, they're platitudes. And then finally, Joe Biden, poor Joe Biden. And like every once in a while, the camera catches him doing this. Like he's that last Japanese soldier who came out of the cave. Are we still fighting the Americans? No, Joe, it's 30 years later. The war is over.
It's actually,
you gotta go home, Joe. I love you, but you gotta go home.
It's pretty painful to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
But I think that your analysis is spot on. I think that Bernie did well, but I think Warren hit it out of the park. I think this was by far her strongest night. She came prepared, she was strong, assertive, and she took swings at every single candidate. I think you're right, Cenk, in that she attempted to take a few swings at Bernie Sanders, but they didn't land, or at least they didn't appear to land quite the way that all the other swings landed, against Bloomberg especially, right? And then Klobuchar. Warren went after Klobuchar as well, and Klobuchar seemed surprised by it. She seemed unprepared for it. And more importantly, Klobuchar's entire debate performance tonight can be summed up in one word: aimless. She didn't really know where she was going in her answers. At some point when they were talking about Bloomberg's taxes, she decided to make some weird tangent about how her blood pressure is probably better than Pete Buttigieg's blood pressure. It was really awkward and strange. Like, Elena, you got to come up with your A game. What's going on? Was it Elena?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think the one thing that Bloomberg brought to the table tonight was what we didn't hear I feel like for the first time. Yeah, for the first time we didn't hear all the candidates say, hey, we shouldn't be attacking each other. Because they definitely came to attack him.
Oh,
so at least we got that out of the way.
That's
and
true.
we can
That's
now
true.
find out where
Great
each person's thing is. Because now we have a debate. For some reason, they didn't want to have to attack each other until now. And now we have it, and people actually wanted to see it. So at least it worked out in that way. And I'm not sure, as you were saying, Jay, I'm not sure what his plan was. So everyone knew, everyone was licking their chops. They said, even Klobuchar said, I asked for him to be in this debate because I wanted to kick his ass around. And that's exactly what happened. How he didn't know that is what is where I'm still a little bit confused. And Klobuchar, your aimless point, what it was she went heavy on the hokiness and light on the direct attacks. And lastly, with Buttigieg, he had a bad night, but it was actually Bloomberg is a bit of a detriment to him. He's not getting attention nor to say all these nice flowery things because no one's paying attention to him. So when they're not paying attention to him, everything he says is a response to. If you're responding with nothing from nothing, then nobody even cares what you're even talking about. At least when they attack him about his police record in South Bend, he has something to talk about. When no one says anything to him and he just says, "Oh, I have something to say. America's a beautiful place," and people go, "Okay."
And the shape of its borders.
Yeah. Great point. So we'll come back to that in a second.
One super quick point to what you said about Buttigieg. This was the night for Buttigieg to shine with Bloomberg on the debate stage, right? This was the opportunity to be like, no, you're the racist one. And instead, he decided to almost like defend Bloomberg early on in the debate.
You know why? He's hoping he contributes to his campaign. He's like, I'm gonna make it 47 billionaires.
Sorry, John.
Maybe. I think that Buttigieg had one goal, and it was, I think maybe I can make people uncomfortable about Bernie, and so I'm gonna talk about his bros, and I'm gonna talk about polarization. And he wants to burn things down. Do you really, come on, you're 70, do you really want things to be burned down? That's all he had, and occasionally something about the shape of America's flag, democracy or something. That's what he had, that's all he had. The Klobuchar thing, her like weird coming back to talk about Buttigieg like way after, there were strong like George Costanza jerk store vibes there. It's like she wanted to have it at the time it was appropriate, but she didn't have it quite then. But Bloomberg was terrible. I've been mind boggled over the past few weeks of everybody saying, oh, he's savvy, he's not like Trump, he's smart. No, he's rich, he's just rich. He's not strong, he's not tough, he's not clever, he's not smart. He's an idiot who says dumb things right before he runs for elections, every time he runs for elections. And in terms of him being a bad debater, I was watching his 2001 mayoral debates to find material for him before it all blew up and people preempted me, but he was terrible in those debates too. He comes off as incredibly smug. He acts like a guy who never gets challenged because he never gets challenged. He surrounds himself like Trump with yes men. And that's why whenever someone challenges him, he has this like, it's like I almost get what conservatives think liberal elites on the coast are like. He omits that. And it's smarmy and it's arrogant and entitled in a way that even like Biden and other politicians that I don't like in a personal way are not as immediately objectionable as Mike Bloomberg as soon as you take him out of a carefully edited campaign commercial.
I don't think Bloomberg expected to be challenged because he's never been challenged. I think that Bloomberg as a person is so illustrative of everything that's wrong in America. And let me explain what I mean by that. We don't know because we don't have money. But when you're one of the richest people in the world, when you have $60 billion, no one ever challenges you. People are constantly complimenting you. People are constantly kissing your butt. Like they want to be as complimentary as possible, hoping that you might give them some favors. Whatever. Bloomberg is not used to anyone challenging him on anything. And so he showed up on that debate stage thinking like, yeah, I mean, I've done no campaigning. I just pumped a ton of money into a bunch of ads. And now I'm polling second place nationally. This is just gonna be handed to me because I have money. That's what's going through his head, if not consciously, subconsciously.
I mean, even at the end, sorry, Cenk. Even at the end, when they were talking about, go to amyklobuchar.com and all that stuff, give me some money. He goes, well, you can go to bloomberg.com, but you don't have to give me any money because I already got it. Like, no, this isn't the place for that. No, we just, not exposed, everyone knew, but we pointed out and highlighted how that's all you are is this empty suit with a bunch of cash. And he went, I'm the empty suit with a bunch of cash. Like, no, don't end it like that.
So he looked like the whole time he was thinking like, do you know I can fire you?
Totally.
And like, oh wait, I can't fire them. What? I don't know what to do. Like that's his go-to move. And so, and Mike, they're not gonna sign an NDA, just so you know. Okay, and there's some chance to the point that you guys are all making that even his own debate prep team might have been afraid to challenge him with those hard questions. And so that's why he might not have been prepared for something he clearly should have been prepared for.
This is also a problem when you don't have an inspiring campaign and you just have the money to buy staff that doesn't care about you or your message at all. You think that his staff cares about preparing him for the debate?
They might not even support him for president.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. As Ryan Grimm said that earlier today when I was interviewing him, because he bought a lot of his staff paying like $140,000. There's one guy who said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to vote for Bernie, and I'm going to tell my whole family, but I'm going to go get paid by Bloomberg."
Yeah.
And to go back to Klobuchar for a second, every time Warren hit her, she looked like, what the? Like she looked like she was blindsided. Like, I thought we were besties. She kept looking at Warren like, what? The New York Times endorsed us together. What are you doing, right?
If Warren continued down the progressive path, if she didn't get tempted and give in to the Bernie attacks, I really think that she would be in a much better standing right now in this election. And I hate that she decided to attack Bernie unfairly, and we've explained why. I think it's unfair over and over again. She's a strong candidate. I think she proved that tonight. She had a fantastic debate performance. And yesterday, John, on the main show, you and I were discussing our predictions. And remember, I said, you know, Warren, out of all the candidates, including Bernie, is best suited to go up against Bloomberg because that's her wheelhouse. Like that is what she's good at.
Yep. You know, you guys are making a great point there. She might have gotten energized, like, oh, I got a billionaire banker in the room. Let's roll up the sleeves. Now it's my turn, right? That's when Elizabeth Warren is at. That's right. Step aside, Bernie. I got this.
Yeah.
Okay. That is when Elizabeth Warren is at her best, and tonight she was awesome.
Yes.
And so, but back to Klobuchar. When Buttigieg kept like hitting her, she looked like she was like, I am going to kill you with my shoe. Okay, like I'm going to find a way to strangle you somehow after this debate. So, okay, no violent imagery, sorry, but politically.
So at one point, while Buttigieg was speaking, the camera just went to Klobuchar's face. Like a one shot of Klobuchar's face. So we're not the only ones who noticed it. Klobuchar hates Buttigieg. It's abundantly clear. She's very transparent about it.
Yeah, the best thing about Joe Biden's campaign is the ads he runs against Buttigieg and Bloomberg. The best part of Amy Klobuchar's campaign is how much she hates Pete Buttigieg. But those two kind of eliminated themselves today because they looked like the undercard. It looked like there was a mini kids table within the debate where they kept like hitting each other and everybody's like, what, why are they talking, right? Like
going into more detail than it seemed to merit.
Yeah, they should be, if you're one of the lower polling candidates there, you should be hitting Bloomberg and Bernie and Biden instead they're sniping at one another, throwing staplers at each other, and it makes no sense. So that was poorly played on their part. But finally, I actually think Jayar had the best point there, and I hadn't thought of it that way. It was such a good point that normally they do that cliched nonsense of like, oh, you know, we all have to come together, and Cory Booker used to do it the most. Let's keep it real, okay? Where he'd be like, I don't know why we're fighting. What are we running against each other? Well, not for long, Cory, okay? Because you didn't actually debate anyone. You just handed out flowers at every debate. But now, since Bloomberg's in and all of them are mad at how much money he's spending in buying the election, they're like, oh no, let's fight. Yeah, all of a sudden, what do you mean? What do you mean debates are for fighting? Exactly.
And how the DNC was super accommodating to Bloomberg by changing the rules so he'd qualify for the debate stage. So you want to qualify, you want to play, let's play.
Yeah.
And I love it. So
real super fast on that. I feel, and I believe most of us have probably said something to this effect. I feel incredibly vindicated that since they announced that, I've been saying like, yeah, it sucks that they're once again manipulating the system, but like, be careful what you wish for, honestly, because I've seen him debate and he's the worst.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, John did say that. Credit given. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.